Monday, day 5. Hands are improving a bit, not 100% yet. My right shoulder is being pretty mean today. Hopefully this will just all go away. I know, I keep saying that. Sorry. Anyway, just heading into a fitness Q&A right now. Gonna do some listening, take some notes. Later, guys.
And we use this in our research to help people understand how hard they were working, and also it correlates fantastically with your actual heart rate. So if you just were to throw a 0 on the end of this and a 0 on the end of this, you'd kind of get where your heart rate is at any perceived level of exertion. And it's actually not a perfect chart. It works better for kind of middle-aged men more than women, and men or people a bit older or younger. But you can use that, and that should kind of correlate. I would, if your heart rate is really going like super high, like we were saying before, maybe it's worth getting just checked out to make sure that nothing bad is going to happen. But as you become increasingly fit, for any given level of work that you're putting in, your heart rate will be lower. Your something called your stroke volume. Basically, your heart will become much more efficient at pumping out blood. Your left ventricle, which is the part of your heart that...
Heading to a lecture with Dr. Goldhammer right now. That's about
But because it has kind of an autoimmune component to it, it's not the same as, say, breast cancer or something else with the solid lesion. It's a different kind of condition. And just so far through casual observation, we've had problems though. A lot of times they come in with what's clearly lymphoma, but they haven't been biopsied, or they haven't gone through spiral CTs or gone to, done all that. They've just fasted and it goes away, and then they say, well, you never had it. It must have just been a little lymph swelling. It couldn't have been lymphoma, because lymphoma wouldn't go away. Or they've had lymphoma, but they underwent conventional treatment that didn't work, and then you treat them and they get well, and they say, oh, well, it's the radiation finally kicking in. Or they have the diagnosis, they go through the treatment, they get well, but like this one, they say, well, you don't need any other diagnosis, you better go away. We don't want to talk to you. And then they say, oh, well, they didn't really have it. And you don't have any proof that they, And so it's hard to get them where you get the good, long-term following, top flight oncologists, well documented, and then such a drug. See, sometimes you don't go away. You fast them once, and then you have to feed them for 6 months. You have to do another fast, and it drags out. This one happened to respond really, and also she's complied for 9 months. And how do I know? Because her weight, now she's down in optimum weight. Everything suggests she's actually doing the program. Why? Why did she come in?
Day number 5 is almost coming to a close. So went to the lecture with Dr. Goldhammer. It's supposed to be a 1-hour lecture, and it kind of turned into a whole Q&A session. Lasted over 2.5 hours. So I got a bunch of questions answered. He answered a lot of other people's questions, just took a bunch of notes, got a lot of good information. So that was very informative. Someone asked me about water intake and how much water we should be drinking here. So let me just grab my cup here. They have these big glasses. They are about 12 ounces each. And they suggest that we drink about 4, 5 at the most. I guess they don't want us to drink too much water. So it ends up being about 48 ounces or so a day. Not a ton of water, just enough to keep you hydrated, keep you alive. So, and other than that, nothing else. So I'm doing okay. I feel like there's just a big hollow in my stomach. I have a tiny little headache right now, nothing big. And my shoulder was bothering me all day. It subsided a bit. Now it just kind of feels like someone punched me really hard in the shoulder. So talked to the nurse, and she said that these pains will actually be worse and more frequent in the first week or so, and then go away because, sorry, my arm is hurting. So it was surprising to me because I had the wrist pain one day, then it went to the elbow the next day, and then the shoulder the next day, And normally I don't get these pains every day. Generally, my hands are locked up, and then I'll have, minor pains throughout different body parts, but the last 3 days have been intense pain in that specific joint. So that will usually happen to me once every other week. I mean, not much at all. So that was a little concerning, but she said it's normal, nothing to worry about. So I'm not going to worry. So other than that, everything has been good. I am so tired. It's like 7:30-ish, I think. I think I'm just going to curl up in bed, throw on a Netflix show, and go to sleep early tonight. For real this time. So, yep, things are going okay. Day 5, success. Good night, guys.